You good? All right. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are back again. Another episode of the Experts, brought to you by the Solid Podcast, all rights reserved. It's your boy Sanzo Matic, and we got G with us in the absence of X Factor for now. What's going on?
All good, bro. Week 11.
Week 11.
Week
Big week coming
11.
up. We getting down to the stretch run. Uh, get
Every
a starting
time,
a playoff now.
every time I want to say, but this could be a very predictable week. I just embarrass myself. So I done saying that. This,
Well, I did see a few questionable games on the schedule. Uh, we probably still gonna be in for some surprises in the truth, but um, I see a few questionable ones here, so let's see how that works out. I just say that. Before we get into it, truly get into it, we want to give a shout out again to our sponsors at Rev and Rev Trio. Don't forget to hit up Rev Trio again for your NFL Sunday ticket package. If you can't find the games on ESPN, you can't find the games on NBC. Rev Trio is there to help you. Sunday ticket has every single game, all Sunday, every Sunday. And if you're a Rev Trio or Triple Play customer, it's no additional charge to you. So hit up Rev Trio today. Get that Sunday ticket package. Playoffs coming up soon. You want to be tuned in to every game. So get that Sunday ticket package. All right. So let's get to the madness, I guess. Hopefully we don't have, like you say, too many weird upsets this week. But you never know. Uh, this the type of sport where you could have that kind of stuff any given Sunday.
yeah.
Uh, um, let's get to the first game. At 1 p.m. Uh, at Lincoln Financial Field, we have the New Orleans Saints versus the Philadelphia Eagles. What's your thoughts on this game?
Uh, Saints versus Eagles. Saints, with that confusion at the quarterback position, they haven't been looking pretty good. And on the flip side, Hurts has been, getting in stride, and the Eagles has been gaining some momentum. The Eagles won two of their last three games. Saints on a two-game losing streak.
Yep.
Um, to be honest, since Winston went down, I didn't have much faith in Saints, and I think Kamara is out as well this game. Kamara was ruled out early, so there's no way he's
Yep.
playing. So
Yep.
without
Yep.
Kamara and that confusion at the quarterback position, there was a reason Travis Simeon was QB3, right? I and given the Eagles playing better as of late, I think the Eagles is gonna pull this one out.
So no Trevor Simeon love is what you're saying.
No, no. I mean, like I say, he was QB3 for a reason. He wasn't even in the quarterback competition during the offseason, right? So
No.
it's a reason. I
No.
don't get why he's starting over um, Tyson Hill, but that's another story.
Uh that's an interesting phenomenon for me because they invested so much in Taysom Hill. Um, but I don't know. I think Simeon has played like he's played as well as you would expect a third string quarterback to play so far. It just hasn't been enough. I think if I had if they had Kamara healthy, I might have sort of leaned towards the Saints. I mean the Eagles, like you say, have been playing great as of late, but looking at the numbers, yeah, and the Saints, the Eagles basically been beating teams with the run. The Saints basically the number one of the top run defenses, right? So,
Hmm.
but with that being said, I just don't think the Saints could generate enough offense in this game. Um, with Kamara being out, with Simeon being
But
shaky.
right, and then I think too, them being good at the run defense speaks to their ability to shut down running backs. I mean, the leading rusher on the Eagles is Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
So you get
Yep.
what I'm saying? So I mean, like
Yeah.
that kind of dual threat in a sense, don't really speak to their ability to shut down the run game because he is in a dual threat where to the point where he could pretend to run and you know still launch it. He's unpredictable because he's a mobile quarterback, and I think they got their running back this week too as well, the Eagles. So
Yeah, I think they did.
yeah, so I just don't
So
see.
yeah, yeah, and Hurts has looked comfortable the last 2 3 weeks in our offense. I think since the beginning of the season, they have rounded into form very very well. Um, so yeah, in Philadelphia, I want to say I'll give the Eagles the edge. Um, I don't think it'll be a blowout, but yeah, I think I'll give the Eagles the edge on this one. So we got Eagles first one. All right, that seems like an easy bet. Seems. All right, the next one. Uh, it's a classic toilet bowl. All right, this is a classic toilet bowl game. We got the Dolphins versus the Jets uh,
Mm,
in MetLife Stadium.
two
What's
and
your thoughts
seven,
on this?
2-7, 3-7.
2-7, 3-7.
Uh,
Uh, this is what I say is I wouldn't say it's a difficult game to predict for me. I mean, I see Flacco's going to get the start. Um, what are you doing, Mike White dirty?
boy, that
Yeah,
Mike White.
we just see you got no loyalty over there, but I
The
just
Mike White, the Mike White era lasts what 1 game and couple practices. That's crazy.
yeah, but that's insane. But it's almost as if they never really intended for him to have that spot, right? It's like because remember they brought in Flacco right before the Bills game, I believe, and that was the game. It was the Bills game they won, right? The Bills game. That was the game when Mike White went off and they won. And it's almost like okay, he went off, they won. So I guess we sort of have to keep him a starter for now. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Since he won that game, it would be a bad look to bring him off the bench. And the first sign of controversy for him, or major controversy, they're like, all right,
Yeah,
step out down, we got Flacco.
and I mean it was such his. To be honest, his first start was. I mean, it was a record breaking start, right? Like 400. I
Yeah, it
think
was
he's in the. They, yeah, I think the amount of yards he threw was the second tie for second most or something like that
yeah.
for a first start. 405 yards. I mean, it was amazing. I would start him after that. Honestly, like you couldn't
Good.
put him on the
You
bench
could not start him.
after that
Yeah,
performance, right? But like you say, that last game it was like I felt like they was gonna pull him during the game.
yeah. That was
So
going back. It was really going back.
yeah, I
Um,
mean, but even so, I don't get why you don't just you know you're gonna be the worst one of the worst teams in the league. The Jets already know that. Why not? Why are you gonna have a veteran signal caller throwing the ball when you have two quarterbacks that need the experience that need to throw the ball to get in the groove? I don't get it. They say Wilton is not healthy yet, so I'm assuming that when he gets healthy, they're gonna put him back in the starting spot. But I don't understand why you want about to win no game. So what you bringing Flacco for?
yeah.
As if you're trying to salvage something.
Need as much reps as possible, like you say. These quarterbacks, Mike White and Zach Wilson. So again, it's a lot of confusion over there. A lot of confusion. A lot of confusion because where's the upside, like you say with Flacco? There's no upside. He's a like you say, he's a signal caller. Uh, you know, he's a play caller. He's a stationary guy. He's not gonna win you any games, and you hope he just doesn't lose you as much. That's
Right.
that's really the only hope with Flacco. So I mean, in the point of a rebuilding season, you want to see what you have, right? Especially when you invested into guys like Zach Wilson and even with Mike White, you saw some upside in one of your only wins of the season. So I think for that reason, well, among other reasons, the Jets are just a mess. Uh, from top to bottom. But I'm still gonna go with the Dolphins on this one. I think uh, they have a little bit of momentum. They have a little bit of momentum. Tua
Right.
has been looking a little bit more comfortable in the offense as of late. Got to give him credit. Shame X Factor wasn't here, so we could hear his take on Tua. But uh, big win against the Ravens. I think they're coming off a high, so I expect them to go down there and see if they can get that win.
Yeah, I'm with you. The Dolphins winners of two straight. The Jets losers of two straight. And just even if we dismiss the momentum factor, the Dolphins just have a better defense. The Jets.
Definitely.
I mean, I guess we don't know what's to come with Flacco in this offense, given that this is his first start. But I don't see much of a difference between Mike White's success, Wilson's success, and Flacco's success. So yeah, I got the Dolphins winning this one as well.
And I'm looking even at the Dolphins schedule. To close out the season, and they got the Panthers at home, the Giants at home. They got the Jets again at home. Uh, they out the Saints. They out Titans, and they got the Pats at home. So I mean, it's not the weakest of schedules, but you got some winnable games, yeah. I mean, as winnable as it could get for the Dolphins. So um, I think they would look at you know, trying to get this win and seeing how best they could salvage the rest of the season. You never know, you make it go on a hot streak and close out good.
Yeah, it's possible. And like you say, getting any type of success starts with beating the teams you're supposed to beat. And the Jets is a team that everybody's supposed to beat.
Everybody's supposed to be there.
So
Everybody. I might have been the Jaguars to beat them if they was playing the Jaguars. Uh, yeah, it's rough down there in New York. It pains my heart to see that, but gotta keep pushing. All right, so all got the Dolphins on this one again. Okay,
we
third
got
one.
next.
We got the Carolina Panthers versus the Washington football team. So Cam's first start since coming back. Ron Rivera returns to Bank of America Stadium.
Mhm.
I think this is their first time really playing against each other in this type of environment. So it's a lot of storylines here. A lot of storylines. Uh, what you think about this one?
Uh, besides that game last week against the Bucks, Washington has not been impressive at all. I mean,
No.
that was their one win in 5 games.
Yeah.
I mean, that win last week was like super rare. So I mean, I'd be crazy to think that they could emulate that again. And this Carolina defense is pretty good. I mean, not even talking about their improved, at least assumed improved um, QB, but Carolina's defense is pretty good. Washington has not been impressive at all. Besides that one win last week, which I mean, you have to consider it a fluke at this point until they show us different.
Yep.
Um, I got Cam winning this one in his first start this season.
Yeah. I think just like what you said, the Washington defense, the Washington team as a whole hasn't really been impressed aside for the win against the Bucks. They're
Right.
missing Chase Young, um, missing Montez Sweat, and like you said, the Carolina defense is tough, tough,
Right.
tough, tough defense.
It's tough. It's tough to talk about the Carolina offense because it's most likely going to be a different looking offense on the camp, right? So
Definitely.
any kind of analysis that we could talk about, I think wouldn't be accurate given that this is a different QB. But the defense is the defense, right?
Yeah,
And those guys has been improved. They've been improving all season.
yeah,
So
yeah. And that's an interesting thing because we watch. the Carolina offense has went through a few different phases this season. If we're being quite honest, I mean, you start off the season with Sam Donald, basically having probably the best 3 game stretch of his career. Uh, you know, McCaffrey goes down, that changes the dynamic of your offense. Um, Now with Donald going down, you added PJ Walker in there. He does some good things, right? And now Cam comes and just completely takes over the starting role in less than a week. We being real. How does he look now with a healthy Christian McCaffrey
Yeah,
as another weapon he could use? It's interesting to see. For me personally, selfishly I'm going with the Panthers, right? Because everybody knows Cam is my favorite player. So selfishly, I'm going with the Panthers. I need to see them win this game. This would be a very emotional win for them. And obviously, get Cam getting a win in this first start would be very legendary. But part of me wonders how their offense would look if they just try to build off of what they did last week, right? So you had PJ Walker uh, sort of playing a big role. Is he completely on the bench now that Cam is starting? Um, because I thought the combination of him and Cam together
it's pretty good.
uh, was pretty good. I mean, I would just
Yeah.
ask for probably a bigger share of minutes for Cam, but
Hmm.
I still thought the combination was pretty solid. Um,
Yeah, that's an interesting
that's
take. I
interesting to see.
mean, yeah, I get what you're saying because Peter was doing pretty good, and then Cam was, they gave him two red zone possessions that he scored.
Yep.
Uh, but then I don't think that they're gonna shadow load just because they want to give Cam the most confidence. They want him thinking, okay, I messed up, or they don't even want him thinking, okay, they pulling me and putting PJ in because I messed up. Like they don't want him to have that level of doubt. They want him to be fully confident, and yeah, I mean, I don't know what kind of confidence do you put. What kind of confidence do you put in your quarterback if you putting him on his first start? I don't. I
Yep.
don't think. Even if
Yeah.
it makes sense performance wise, I think it would hurt him confidence wise, and I don't think that they want to do that. Especially if they're trying to
Yeah.
make a run for the playoffs.
Definitely. And I think his personality still isn't there yet to where he could fully say, "I'm a backup," especially in a situation like this. Um, Playing against your old team, you do want to feel as if even extending towards the rest of the regular season. If they have a chance to be a wild card team, I'm pretty sure that plays in the back of his mind, like what would happen if I can lead this team to a wild card uh, seed? What would happen? You know what I mean? So I think he has every intention on continuing to be a starter for the rest of the season, and I think he's going to work towards getting that done so he could secure a job for next year. So yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
got
sure.
Carolina winning this one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like you said,
I got the
yeah,
Panthers in this too.
yeah, for sure. And stranger things have happened, obviously, but yeah, I got the Panthers win this one.
Yeah, I mean, if Washington somehow pulls out the upset, I think the Panthers are the favorites. So if Washington somehow pulls out this upset. Like I mean, at what point do we say okay, they for real? Because that was a huge win against the Bucks. If they could pull
Very
another
huge,
huge win against the Panthers, um, we got to start putting them respect in their name.
possibly, possibly. Well, what Ron Rivera team will always play hard, and they could go out there and they give it what they got. So it's possible. Stranger things have happened. Um,
Yeah.
okay, so we got the Buffalo Bills and we got the Indianapolis Colts. This next one, this one is going to be in Highmark Stadium. Uh, what's your thoughts on this one?
The Colts have won 4 out of their last 5 games. Now we've always talked about them, always talked about their
Hmm.
good performance, even though the record didn't reflect that. Now the record's starting to reflect it. They 500 now, and the only person to beat them in the last 5 games is Tennessee in overtime by a field goal. So, I mean, they have games where they scoring 31, blowing out Houston. 31-3, scoring 45 against the Jets. Like this is a team that could score, bro. This no toilet bowl team.
No.
Um, the Bills, top two on offense, top one ranked defense, and yet somehow they keep getting upset. Jags upset them, Tennessee upset them, and I think that was it the Jets who upset them earlier in
Jets.
the it's the Jets earlier in the
Yeah.
season the
Jets.
Jets upset them. So it's like if it's any good team that's upsettable, it's the Bills, right? Given that, I think I may have to go with the Colts in this one. I actually think it's the first time I predicted against the Bills. But the Colts has been on a streak, bro. They've been on a tail, and the Bills has been getting upset left, right, and center.
Or you make a competitive argument.
Yeah,
You make a
so
competitive argument.
I think I got the Colts in this one to put
Yeah,
themselves
momentum
above
is everything.
500.
Momentum is everything. The Cubs 5-5 right now. They've been playing beautiful football. Um, they've been, like you say, competitive. After starting 0-3, they've been on a tear recently, right? So you could argue that these are two evenly matched teams. You make that
Yeah,
argument, and that wouldn't be upset. So it's a tough one for me to predict, to be honest. Um, I probably would try. I'd probably lean Bills. Um, but I could be wrong, but I probably lean Bills simply because I believe that they have a lot more to lose in a scenario like this. Like you say, they've been upset multiple times, and they have to know what's at stake playing games against teams that may be record-wise inferior, but on any given Sunday could get a business. Um, so I'll lean Bills on this one. Um, I don't feel 100% confident in my pick, but I'll lean it. And they have
no,
enough
but
to win.
I think we could agree it's going to be a close game because Colts only play close games. Colts don't get
Yeah,
blow up,
yeah,
so it's going to be a close game. Like I say, Bills top two, number two in the offensive ranked team. Colts number eight offensive ranked team. And that number eight is also considering the first three games when they were playing poorly. You know what I mean? So if we like kind of
yeah,
dismiss or erase those first three games, this rank goes higher. So
yeah,
yeah, I think it's going to be a close game for sure.
yeah. I'm expecting a close game. I'm definitely expecting a close game. I would see this should probably be one of the more entertaining games to do. Now that you
Yeah,
mentioned. So let's see what happens with this one. Uh, next on the list, this one has plenty of upset potential. Uh, but I ain't go there. We got Cleveland Browns versus the Detroit Lions. Right? Uh,
uh, but Cleveland, I mean Detroit just came the closest to winning a game for the season.
yep. Last week, closest.
I don't know what to tell you.
Uh,
I mean, I have Swift in fantasy, and I mean, dude run for 130 yards and didn't get a touchdown. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't score as much weapons as they have with Hawkinson and Swift and Goff not being a bad quarterback despite what X Factor always is. And I just don't understand why they can't get in the end zone. But them against the
yeah,
Browns with the Browns who the run I mean the top of the league in terms of run game and getting their RB1 back. Chubb is finally off the COVID list in this spot. Bro, I didn't think I'm back too. Kareem Hunt back too. I don't see him on the injury report.
yeah. I think he's powerful, bro.
So you got Kareem Hunt and you got Nick Chubb back. Um, I think the safest bet is to go with the Browns, given that their two-star running backs are back and they have the best run game in the league against open-list Lions. I think it would be a horrible pick to go with the Lions in this one. So I got Cleveland.
Well, I'll say this, right? Uh, the Lions are winless. right? You are correct. But like we already mentioned, it's not as if they lost all their games, right?
Right.
Um, I think golf is out for the day. So they got Tim Boyle starting at quarterback. Um, I don't know much about Tim Boyle's
Uh,
game, but guess what? He
that's a
can't be as
doubtful.
bad as golf man this season, right? So that's potential there, right? Uh, I think for the Browns, they come off a smashing from the Patriots. Um, I think they have to get this game. Like this is a game they have to get. These are teams, like you said, you see the 0 and 8 and 1 lines on your schedule, you know, and your team trying to compete for a playoff spot. It's not a question about whether you should win or not, right? You got to win this thing. And the Browns are a little banged up. Baker is still dealing with injuries. But like you said, getting guys like Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb back is going to help them. And you just got to get this game. I think I don't think this is going to be a blow, but given the situation with the Browns are in right now, like you say, uh, they could just utilize their run game. They should have enough offense to just get this. Yeah, so I'll
Yeah,
go with the
I
Browns
mean,
in a in a close one.
if X Factor was here, he would say, "Oh, well, them um second QB2 is coming to win their first game because no one knows how the game plan for them."
Exactly, and that's the next thing you have to think about too.
Right. And I mean, the question is, what's the QB2 name again?
Tim Boyle.
Tim Power wins this game. Win the game and give the Lions their first win of the season. Do you have to stick with him as a
You have
Lions
to.
coach?
You have to.
I mean,
See, and it's one of those situations where you coming in as a backup quarterback, right? And this is why there's a lot of upset potential in this one. Coming as a backup quarterback, you have absolutely no pressure on you. For one, you as a backup quarterback, you're not the starter. So worst case scenario, you go back to the bench. Now, add in the fact that the team has not won a game, right? And you just have no pressure on you. Like if you lose, no one's gonna say, "Well, they lost because of Tim Boyle."
right.
Uh, you know what I mean? So now you could just play carefree. You know what I mean? Knowing that, hey, if we could actually get this W, I'd be looked at differently. My
Hmm.
situation would be looked at differently. Um, so there's a lot of upset potential here just based off of that.
Yeah.
Um, um, but in the end, I think the Lions are winners for a reason. It's not going to ride on the shoulders of one man.
Right. And then two, you have to assume that given that he's a backup QB, the game plan is going to be to keep the ball on the floor.
Yeah,
You have to assume that because they don't want a backup QB, launching the ball. I mean, if he
just being a gunslinger.
does, now if he, getting touchdown after touchdown, then they can loosen up the leash a little bit. But going in, the game plan is to run the ball for sure, especially when you got a top running back in Swift, right?
Yep.
So he's gonna have to do a lot to gain the confidence to actually launch the ball downfield. But I mean, like you say, nobody knows how to do the plays. If he come in and he starts slinging, if he win the game, I feel bad for Jared Goff.
I'd feel horrible, man. I
yeah,
feel horrible. It'd be a horrible look.
it's probably be gone.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Like I said, I go with the Browns, but this does have upset potential. I may tune into a few snaps just to see how this game is going every now and then.
Yeah, same man.
All right, so the next game we got the San Francisco 49ers, and we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. This one is in Jacksonville. What do you think about this one?
Elijah Mitchell, running back for 49ers, is still out. That's be a big blow for them. The 49ers, bro, that game last week, my God.
Yep.
That's the best game they played all season, though. They was clicking on all cylinders. I'm like, that's the Jimmy G we know.
Yep.
I could believe that game against the Rams.
It was clicking.
They was clicking, and I mean, I've never seen a game like that from the Jags. The Jags, even in their 2 wins, it's like, okay, we managed to get this touchdown here, we managed to get this touchdown there. The next team didn't score, so we win. Right? It wasn't a full on slaughter like what
Yeah.
the 49ers just did to one of the best teams in the league, right? Who we
Nah.
expect to have the best defense in the league, right? So, I mean, just off potential alone, I'm going with the 49ers.
Yeah.
I can't. I love to say this shouldn't be a close game, but the NFL has embarrassed me every time. So, uh, yeah, but the 49ers definitely have the potential to win this game easily.
Yeah, I think we've seen the Jaguars wins this year, and it's mainly been defense first wins, right? You're talking about a near shutout of the Bills, um, and beating the Dolphins and another defensive showcase. Uh, the on the flip side, when you look at it, uh, like you say, offensively, the 49ers look like contenders last week against the Rams. They
Hmm.
played a very physical style, a lot of bully ball. Um, can they maintain that? Against the Jaguars, I would say they can. We know offense is still the ruler of the day in this sport, and um, again, as good as defensively as the Jaguars have been the last few weeks, you still have to be able to score on the next side of the football. And Trevor Lawrence looks like he hasn't really found his footing comfortably yet. And like Xperts talks about, it's a lot of situational, obviously. Um, just doesn't have the pieces inside Jacksonville yet for him to find his footing properly. Um, so I'll go with the 49ers in this one. I think you have to build off of that win last week, and that has to give you a hype and make you feel as if you can compete with anyone in this league. Like you don't beat arguably the best team in the league just to lose to the worst team in the league next week. Like that
Right,
just doesn't make any sense, right?
right.
So from that standpoint, I would expect the 49ers to get this one. They'd be feeling really, really good about themselves. And
Yeah, I mean, and to go back
I
to
guess
our point about the Jags 2 wins this season. One was against the Bills, one was against Miami. Both was uh, both was won by 3 points. Both was won by a field goal. So,
hmm
like I say, they score and they stop the other team from scoring. That's how they win. But against this 49ers offense, there's no way they're stopping them from scoring. Even if the Jags do score, they can't stop the 49ers from scoring. I mean, I'd be surprised if they do, especially given their performance last week. But if the best defense, or who's supposed to be the best defense in the league, can stop them from scoring,
Yep.
I don't think the Giants can do it. So yeah, I got the 49ers too.
Yep. I agree with that one. Uh, Next one we got the Tennessee Titans versus the Houston Texans. This one is going to be in Tennessee. Uh, what's your take on this one?
Tennessee just lost the last game, right?
No, they won. They
Um,
won last week, right? They won
they
last
won
week.
last week.
Yeah, pretty sure they won.
Let's see right now. Oh yeah, all right, yeah, they won against New Orleans. So
Yeah.
yeah, Tennessee, um, last 5 games, all wins. Houston, last 5 games, all losses. Uh, this one should be clear cut. Tennessee's defense is
Should be clear.
Tennessee's defense is an improved defense, stepping their game up since the absence of Derrick Henry. Um, yeah, I don't even have much of analysis for this. I got Tennessee. Tennessee is just a superior football team on on all sides of the ball. Um,
Mhm.
this should be an easy win for them.
Yeah. Tennessee
Houston,
is a strong defensive team, but they get Tyrod Taylor back from a hamstring injury, so maybe puts a little bit of juice in their offense. Uh, I got Tennessee. I got Tennessee. I think for the most part, for the most of the season, they've been a team that's very prone to upsets. They've look at their record. It's 8-2, right? They had one inexplicable loss to the Jets earlier this year. Well, other than that, these dudes usually come every game and compete, no matter who out there, right? Um, I expect this to be the same way. I expect them to come out, compete, and even if it's not a blow, I still expect them to find a way to get this win, um, because that's what they've done for the majority of the season. So,
yeah, uh, top five offense. And like I said, the defense, although it's ranked 15 right now, it's been improved since Derrick Henry went down. So I could argue and say since he went down, it's a top 10 defense. So Houston shouldn't have a chance in this game, but you know, it's the NFL. So
stranger things have happened.
yeah,
So, yeah, so I go Titans. I don't think Houston is too far. It's upset win. So I'll go to Titans for this one. I think Houston even they probably even forget it win. Their first win was what against the against the Jaguars, the first game of the season. So
yeah,
they lost 8 straight since then. And dudes, they don't remember the win, and I don't think they figure it out this week. Uh, okay, so we got another one at 1 p.m. game, and it's Green Bay versus Minnesota. So what's your thoughts on this one?
yeah. That's a good game. That's the 1 o'clock game.
I
Oh,
think
I see. I
yeah,
see.
it's 1 o'clock.
Vikings and Packers.
Yep.
Okay. Vikings and Packers. If it's one thing people don't talk about much with the Packers, is their defense. I obviously,
Hmm.
like I always say, Aaron Rodgers is the star of the show. Um, Jones, who I think is out this game. Right? No, I don't see him on the team. I guess Jones playing this game. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers is
Yeah.
the star of the show. Aaron Rodgers is the star of the show. But that defense, bro, that defense is underrated, and it keeps them in a lot of games. Packers defense right now is ranked third in the league. Right, so nobody really talks about that defense, but that defense is up there, top three in the league. So with that, with Aaron Rodgers playing on the MVP level, probably if not um, first runner up, if not leading the pack, he's the second runner up in MVP candidates. With that, I think this team is too overpowering for the inconsistent Vikings. I expect it to be a close game though, because the Vikings comes to play when they play big teams, and they have the ability to beat big teams. It's just when they play bad teams, they play to their opponent's level. So sometimes it's look bad, sometimes it's look good. But this should be a good match. The Vikings should be running with the Packers, but at the end of the day, I think the Packers defense is gonna hold the fort and have them come up with the win. I got the Packers in this one.
I think this would be a tough one. I'm trying to figure out if Jones is playing.
Right, because I know I saw it when they say he was out, but I
So
just look on the
yeah,
injury report and I don't see it.
I saw it. I saw when they said he was out. Um, they said he had been out for 2 weeks. Okay, so I'm going on an assumption that Jones isn't playing. He's arguably, but I can't even say arguably. He's probably been their second most important player this season, obviously behind the probably MVP, Aaron Rodgers. Um, he's a big chunk of their offense, huge chunk of their offense. I think they'll miss that. This is one of those games I feel has a lot of upset potential, and for that reason, I'm going with the Vikings. We talk about the Vikings a lot, and I think for them, again, this is a team that's been in just about every single game, right? And just has not found a way to close these games out. Um, Not to say I would bet against Aaron Rodgers in a close game, but hey, if you hang around again pretty good long enough, eventually she might let you go kill on one day, and
Okay, Aaron Jones is out.
so he's out. So
Yeah.
I think the margin of error becomes a little bit smaller for the Packers. Again, seeing that Aaron Jones is such a big part of their offense, I am going to go with the Vikings in the upset on this one. I think they'll lean on Kirk Cousins, they'll lean on Dalvin Cook, and at the end of the day, I think they'll get enough contributions from the others to pull out a close upset in this one. So I go with the Vikings.
Okay.
All right. So next game we got is the Baltimore Ravens versus the Chicago Bears in Chicago. I think this is Justin Fields' first game back. I think he's coming back this game. Uh, Mark is out for the season.
Yeah, I saw that. Mark is out for the season.
Man, what do you think about this one?
Chicago lost their last 4 games. Last game they won was against the Raiders a month ago, over a month ago. So that being said,
As a standard.
they they lack any sort of momentum. Maybe what they don't lack is motivation, right, to get a win. But in terms of momentum, yeah, they ain't got it. Now on the flip side, um, the Ravens do allow the Ravens don't allow much rushing yards, so that their run defense is pretty good, right? Chicago has a mobile quarterback who's trying to run, and they just got their RB1 back. I think last week he played last week in David Montgomery,
Hmm.
but um, that's about as far as the storyline goes for me. I don't think the Bears are so focused on the run game where it would make a difference with the Ravens defense. I think the Ravens, who has the most rushing yards this season, could pull out a win against the Bears. I actually think they're gonna go out early and just run the ball for the rest of the game, and then they're gonna have the Bears QB just scramble in for players for the rest of the game. That's what I predict. But I think the Ravens can pull out this one, given the Bears' lack of momentum.
Yeah, I think just like you said, the Bears struggling team. I think Justin Fields is going to give them a boost today. Make their offense a little bit more uh, diverse. But I think the Ravens coming off that loss against the Dolphins, I don't expect
Dolphins.
Lamar Jackson to put up a stinker 2 games in a row. I think he's going to come fired up. He's going to come ready, and I think they're going to continue to build off of the strong season that they've had, despite the injuries. And I think they'll just get it done. I think last week's loss was a fluke. I don't see them losing to 2 bad teams in a row.
Yeah.
So I will Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams are middle of the park defense wise, like I say. So if you just kind of cancel each other out on offense, I I think Justin Fields, though I think he's a great quarterback.
A lot
I
of
don't think he
potential
get.
as well.
Yeah, I don't think he. But I don't think he has what it takes to outshine. Um, who we once considered the MVP favorite, Lamar Jackson. I mean, I don't know if you still
Yep.
consider him a favorite. They're only 6-3, but he up there. He definitely top five
He up
MVP
there. He
candidate,
up there still.
right?
Up there still.
Yeah.
I can't
But
consider him the favorite anymore, but he up there still for sure.
when you talk about MVP candidates, they don't usually have consistently bad games, multiple bad games, right? One or two you'll see, but they quickly catch themselves. And this is a game for Lamar Jackson to catch himself against the Bears, against the middle of the park defense. That's the perfect time for him to catch himself.
Yep. Definitely. Definitely. Uh, the next game we have the Las Vegas Raiders at Cincinnati Bengals. This is a tough one for me to pick. Um,
5-4,
I think these are
13.
two
Yeah,
teams,
this
5-4. It's almost like a almost twins, basically, right? You talk about two teams, 5-4, two teams that started off with a lot of momentum, right? And as of recent, just has fallen off a little bit. You know what I mean? You talk about the Bengals team, who uh, many thought were poised for greatness this season, and you talk about back-to-back losses to the Jets, and then they get spanked from who they
the
get spanked from
Browns.
last week,
The
the
Browns.
Browns, week before last. They coming off a bye. Um, and then the Raiders, we talked about all that off-field drama already, and how that may have affected them as well.
Yeah.
After they started off so well. Uh, Boy,
Yeah. This. I mean, even the batters in Vegas have a tough time. They got 49.7% for the Bengals, 49.9% for Las Vegas. Tie is 0.1%.
yes,
So you,
it's a type of game.
yeah, even the ESPN's Football Power Index have a touchdown
Uh,
predicting this one. This
it's
is
a
swing
tough
for
one.
the fence one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Um,
um I actually think the Bengals are not looking as good as they did initially. Even defensively, which was their strong point initially, right? They're not looking as good. The Raiders, I guess you could say the same for them because they did start off hot too. Remember, our first MVP candidate was actually Derek Carr.
mhm.
So the Raiders too. These are two teams that actually started off hot and then fell off, and and trying to keep themselves afloat. But I always tend to lean more towards defense, and the Bengals do have a better defensive scheme than the Raiders, at least on paper, at least historically in the past. I don't know where it's trending now, but defensively, I think the Bengals have the Raiders, and for that reason alone, because I can't think of no other reason, because everything else so evenly matched. Um, I go with the Bengals on this one.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's a tough one for sure. I think I'll probably lean Raiders on this one. I think, like you say, everything is every evenly matched. It's a real toss-up. Um, but I think when it comes to quarterback play, I think I'd probably give Derek Carr the slight edge over Joe Burrow. I feel as if he'll make enough plays today uh, to beat a soft zone defense that the Bengals will probably throw at him. And it'll just be enough just to get the W. I don't feel 100% confident in this pick, but hey, I think the teams are evenly matched to the point where someone has to uh, get an edge, and I think that would be the Raiders. So I'll go with that.
Okay.
Uh, Next one we got up. This game is at 4:25. Um, we got the Arizona Cardinals against the Seattle Seahawks.
It's gonna be a good game. No, well, uh, Colin Murray stuck out.
Depends on it. I think they say he's a game time decision.
I thought they said they're starting. Um, you know,
Okay.
yeah, I don't expect Carter to play. To be honest, they said he's probably not ready yet. I see they got Colt McCoy is questionable too. What's going on? What's going on? Boy, uh, I don't think they're gonna
It's, I
go.
think I saying they're saying it's likely that Kyle Murray uh, rests until the bye,
Yeah,
and there's a much better chance that Colt McCoy plays, even though
yeah,
he's still dealing with injuries. But
yeah. I see it. It's likely to make his third straight start on the Senate. Yeah, okay. So McCoy
yeah,
playing. Okay, so I mean, the game should still be good. Maybe not as close as I thought, as I initially thought, but the Seahawks have been struggling. I think that last game was their first game with Russell Wilson. About Russell Wilson
yeah,
coming back,
and there's
and we
a
knew it would
shutout.
take him. Right, we knew it would take him some time to get back in game shape. Is this the point where he turns the season around? I don't know. That's a tough one. Let me look at the rankings. Maybe not. Arizona have top five defense. Seahawks got top 10 defense.
Hmm.
Offensively, I expect the Seahawks to be better.
They have no other choice.
They have to be better than uh than Cardinals team without Murray. Even though Hopkins playing though, right?
I think he's still.
Hopkins is out as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can't even really look at this Cardinals ranking on offense because this ranking is based on Kyler Murray and not Colt McCoy. I don't know. I think this is the game where Russell Wilson turns things around. I mean, this has to be the game, right? I mean, time running out. Um,
Yep.
I think even if he can't do it with his arm, he's gonna do it with his feet. But I think Wilson finds a way to win this game, given the importance of this game and the timing of their turnaround, which needs to be yesterday. I think this is the best possible time for him to start turning things around. I think he's gonna do it with a Murray-less Cardinals, and I guess
Yeah.
that too kind of solidifies Murray as MVP candidate as well, given his value because Colt McCoy ain't it. And I think we're gonna see that today with the Seahawks win against the
Yeah.
Cardinals.
For all the reasons you said above, I don't think I could agree with you more. I think the Seahawks need this game. Their defense has been good enough. Their defense has been good enough. Like you said, they have a top 10 defense. Even in the shutout last week against the Packers, how much did the Packers score? 13, something like that.
Yeah.
So, um, against Aaron Rodgers led team, defense is solid enough to compete. They just need more contributions on offense. Now, maybe we give Russell Wilson a blind as his first game back. You understand?
Hmm.
To get shut out is still embarrassing no matter what. But maybe we give him a blind. But at the end of the day, in Seattle, no Hopkins, no Kyler Murray, a banged up Colt McCoy, right? Even though Russell Wilson is also banged up as well. You have to win this game. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah.
And I think the Seahawks, although they're struggling, they have enough of a veteran team to know how to take advantage of the moment. And I feel as if they'll take advantage of this moment and they'll try to get this win against an injured Cardinals team. So I got the Seahawks during this one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Seahawks listed as upset.
Yeah.
Okay, next we have what is game of the week potential, really and truly.
Definitely game of the
Uh,
week.
we got the 7-2 Dallas Cowboys versus the 6-4 Kansas City Chiefs. This one will be in our Arrowhead Stadium. Uh,
Yeah. And,
what's your
and
take on
and
this one?
this could possibly be the real Kansas City Chiefs. Not the fake ones we've been seeing all season, the real ones.
Yeah,
This could be the real ones of
yeah.
Mahomes coming back. 2 for 400 yards last game. And even as bad as they was playing in their last 5 games, they went 4-5.
Yep.
So I mean, if Mahomes really back with that shutout versus Atlanta, then you can trouble because they couldn't even stop them when he was playing horribly. Not when he, but when the team was playing horribly. And now he possibly, Stella possibly got a groove back. So this could be a tough one. Dallas has a very, very, very good defense. Very good defense. Now, I ain't even just talking about Trayvon Diggs. This defense is ranked, uh, what was it, number 2?
And that
10.
was a
Oh,
question mark
what?
coming into the year.
They dropped. They have a top 10 defense and top 1 offense.
Hmm.
So, the Chiefs, boy, I don't know. This is probably the most unpredictable game this week. Dallas been playing good all season. The Chiefs been scrapping all season, and now the Chiefs playing good. Now these two teams back. The Chiefs choose the best
Yep.
time to start playing good, though. This is the best time to start playing good. You
It's
come
the
to face
best
these.
time. Good.
Yeah. Uh, I is a numbers guy, though. I have to go with the numbers. The numbers say Dallas is a more consistent team. So I don't know. Like I say, even though Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes, you can't just play good one game and then convince me that you back, right? Uh, Dallas has been consistent the whole season. And yeah, I got them to pull this one out. I don't see no reason why they could stop being consistent now. I do believe this is going to be a close game, though. But I don't think Dallas is a fluke at all. I think they're the real deal. And the Cowboys is going to um, um, come away with a win this week. I don't know if they're going to kill the Chiefs' momentum to say, they go back to what they were doing all season. But this is just too good of a competitor for the Chiefs to beat this week.
I as a Chiefs jinx, so I probably might jinx them again. I think I go with the Chiefs in this one. And it's not an easy pick, like you said, because the Cowboys have been so competitive all year long. They've been a dominant team all year long. But even if you look at that, you look at the Chiefs and the narrative on them this year was they have been a struggling team. And the narrative on the Cowboys again has been that they have been a dominant team.
Yeah.
They only separated by one win. Cowboys 7-2. Chiefs have one less win than them, despite struggling for most of the season. Um, we saw, like you say, glimpses of the old Pat Mahomes all season. We finally saw a complete breakout game last week, where it looked like he was himself again. I expect a competitor like him to take on the challenge of facing one of the better teams in the NFL. And I expect him to say, I'm going to duplicate my performance last week or come away with a similar performance. In our head, I expect him to get a close win. It's not going to be easy because, like I say, the defense for the Cowboys is really good as well. We give a lot of love to their offense, but we don't give a lot of love to their defense. Um, but I think they sort of found. I think the Chiefs sort of found a formula over the last 2 3 weeks that can get them much needed wins. I think they'll try to rely on that formula as well as another vintage Pat Mahomes game today, and I think they'll get a W. So I got the Chiefs on this one. Okay. Um, Next up, we got the Los Angeles Chargers versus the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Where this is this in Pittsburgh,
This looks to be in Inglewood, California. That's for Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Yeah. I was so high on the Chargers coming out the gate, but boy, they slow down.
A
These two
lot.
teams kind of evenly matched too in terms of record. 5-3-1 Pittsburgh, 5-4
5-4.
Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have to lean towards the Chargers. I mean, like I've been saying all season and getting embarrassed. The Chargers just have such a talented team in every position. I don't get why their record is 5-4. Pittsburgh, on the
Yeah,
other hand, yeah, Pittsburgh won in the last 5 games. They won 4, and then it was tied in the last one. So they ain't lose 5 straight weeks. Chargers, on the other hand, lost 3 of the last 5. So if you're talking momentum, we definitely talking Pittsburgh. If you're talking talent, you're talking Chargers. So this one ain't that easy to predict as well for me.
um, this one is interesting. You have a number of people that love to be out. Joey Bosa was on the reserve overnight game list. That would be a big blow. Um, Big Ben banged up again.
Yeah, but
No
then
matter what you think of him.
uh, TJ Watt, I think got done for the season, eh?
DJ Watt out, right? So Chase Claypool banged up. Uh, Kevin Dotson out. Uh, Joe Hayden out. So this again probably may be decided by injuries. TJ Watt being out is such a big deal because he provides him the ability to get out the quarterback. Um, so that in and of itself is gonna sort of hamper their defense. Um, I think that would free up Justin Herbert to do a little bit more things um, for the Chargers. So I think the Chargers have enough to squeak out this one. I don't really feel totally confident, pick like you said, two evenly matched teams, and I ultimately think the coaching edge will go to the Steelers. But um, I think Justin Herbert would find a way to make enough plays just so they can squeak out a W. So I go with the Chargers.
Yeah, well, me too. Like I say, my pick comes from talent. I think the Chargers just have the potential to be a way better team than the Steelers. They just haven't been. Um, but yeah, I'm going with Justin Herbert to make it happen this week. I mean, they would have weapons, but we just got to find a way to use them. I think this week is to be given. TJ Waters out as well. Big Ben is there. Like, I mean, I think when the QB2 there, you don't depend too much on the quarterback because you kind of want to not put too much pressure on the QB. Then Mason
Mm-hmm.
Rudolph was playing. It was like, okay, let's kill Najee. Let's focus on our defense because we ain't got too much production from the QB2. When the QB one
Yep.
there, you can't put too much pressure on him to actually make things happen, and that could be their fault. Now that Big Ben is coming back, and they don't have TJ Watt, like I say, so yeah, I think the Chargers are going to sweep this one.
Very good point. Very, very good point. All right, so we got the Chargers in that one. And last one, uh, Monday night game. We got the Tampa Bay Bucks versus the New York Giants. And this one is going to be in Tampa. Uh, this one might be an interesting game. Okay.
You think?
Uh, we may be getting Saquon Barkley back. Uh, Kadarius Tony coming back as well. Holiday coming back. Um, and I'm reading this now. This would just be the second time all season that those three would be on the field again with Daniel Jones. Um,
Antonio
but
Brown
I
out.
don't know.
Gronkowski most likely out. Bucks just lost two straight.
Two straight, right?
Not even
Underwhelming
two straight.
performances.
Not even two straight because they had a bye. So they lost and had a bye and then lost.
Lost off the bat.
That's not normal.
Yeah. Not
I
for
want to
Tom
say
Brady.
right. I want to come out and say, bro, listen, the Bucks mad, the Bucks embarrassed, they come out to kill it. But I'm pretty sure I just said that last week. And they get blow up. So
And their defense has just been very sluggish in this two-game skid. Even though and we want to focus on Tom Brady not being Tom Brady, but the defense hasn't really been good as well. Um, and again, you're facing a Giants team. To me, Daniel Jones has played exceptional all year. The record does not reflect that. Um, but because of the weapons this dude was missing, you have to take that into account. Facing a Giants
yeah.
team that has a lot more of its weapons back. Um, well, I don't know. My heart would
Uh,
say that there's no way Tampa Bay could lose three straight.
mhm.
Uh, under Tom Brady, there's no way they could lose three straight. Um, but my mind would say they have a good chance of getting upset.
The Bucks got top three offense. I've never been impressed with the Giants defense this season. So
No,
I don't think the Giants can do anything to negate that top three offensive team. But they haven't been playing top three for the last 3 weeks, 2 weeks in the back. But I wouldn't be comfortable saying that because they lose the momentum, the Giants can come away with an upset. I mean, the only way I could even feel confident talking about an upset is the fact that, like you say, Saquon coming back. They got pieces coming back that they didn't have all season.
yep,
But even so, those pieces are going to take some time to get in stride. Just like how we said, Russell Wilson's going to take some time to get in stride. I don't think you put Saquon in there off injury and say Saquon rush 40 times. I don't think so. Um, so with that being said, I think the Bucks are gonna find a way to manage this game. I can't wait with the win, while the Giants are trying to reintroduce their star pieces to the season.
to that point, I think the Bucks are more used to winning games without key players than the Giants are. Um, the Giants do get their key players back again, but like you say, it's not going to be a seamless introduction into those guys returning. Um, but boy, the potential is there. Rick. The potential really is there.
Yeah, the
Um,
upset potential is definitely there.
potential is there. You know what? I ride with the Giants. I do ride with the Giants. Man. I go in New York. I go in New York. I think, like I said, the upset potential is very, very, very high. I think, absent of those two straight losses back to back with Tampa Bay, I still would pick New York. I feel, because of the pieces coming back, and knowing that Bucks obviously won't win every game. With the two losses, it's added incentive obviously for Tampa Bay just to get this win, so they don't be on a complete skid.
Right.
Um, but I still go with the Giants. I think they could win a close one. So I go with New York on this one.
Hold on, but I just seeing this. I just I just seeing this report from Bleacher Report. Lamar Jackson is out versus the Bears.
Hold on now, what?
Non-COVID illness. Non-COVID illness. What? Too late to change my picket.
No, I got to change that. I got if they Lamar Jackson there.
They ain't got to
Uh,
Mr. Everything. Mr.
yeah, I
Everything
go
for
with the
them.
Bears on that one.
Yeah,
I
bro.
changed on
That's
the
the
pick.
best. That's the
I
best
go
you
with
do.
it.
Ain't no
Yeah,
way.
no. I go. I guess swing like that.
Non
I go with the Bears as well.
it's a non-COVID illness. That's wild. But yeah, no,
He
that's
out,
it.
but they say non-COVID is.
Yeah, they say non-COVID illness. Non-COVID. So he's sick, but I guess they just in this day and age you have to specify whether he COVID sick or
Real,
just regular sick.
real. All right. Well, that's our picks. Um, that's our picks. Hopefully, it works out for all the viewers involved. Thank you, Paul, for tuning in with us, watching us go back and forth over these selections. Also, want to give another big shout out again to our sponsors at Rev Trio for the NFL Sunday Ticket Package. Don't forget, you want to see all these games that we just went down, that we just ran through. Hit up Red Fuel and get that Sunday ticket package. All Sunday, every Sunday, every game. You know what I mean? If you can't find on ESPN, can't find on CBS, you find on a Sunday ticket package. Whatever, hit them up. And if you're a Trio Triple Play customer, you're already halfway there. That's no additional cost to you. So hit up Red Trio and get your Sunday ticket package. Any final words before we close out? G?
Uh no, we all good. I can say my shout outs after these games, after my predictions.
Yep. Yep. Big rundown Tuesday. So catch us Tuesday night when we run down these games and we talk more about what's going on around the NFL and the NBA. So you get us up then. Until then, experts, be out.
Yep.